Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. That's right, it's me, it's Dave, and you got about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm here for you. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing very good, and it's a lovely day here in Central Florida. A couple of puffy clouds. They say we're going to get some rain, but it's Florida. We always get rain in the summertime. So, how are you? Are you doing well? I know I already asked you that, but I want to ask you twice because I care. So, just to get this out of the way, I have gray hair. I have a gray beard. I've got glasses like the guy in the artwork, and I think he's better looking than me. Now, personally, my name, which is Gray Hair Dave, I'm here for you. So, we were talking about 1984 yesterday. I got off the politics quite a bit, and I'm going to stay away from it today. So, do you remember what you were doing in 1984? I mean, realistically, if you got to think about it. If you were not alive, I'm sorry. If you should have been, it was a fun time. But it was a good time to be around. I was still working at the paper mill. Yeah, so the paper mill was there. It was fun. Not really. The paper mill was a job. It was not a career. It was not something I knew I would be at for the rest of my life. There are a lot of people who made it their career, who started there when they got out of high school or out of college and never ever left. And yay for them. I know that business is no longer around because they shut down a couple of years ago. I said before it was sold a couple of times after Port Huron Paper sold it the first time. And I believe once you start that process of selling and then buying something and selling it and selling it and selling, eventually it's going to die. And it did. And I don't know the whole story. I feel bad for anybody that worked there that lost their job and they now have nothing to do, but anybody that I would have known would have been retirement age anyways and probably is doing okay. That being said, I was married to number one at the time, and number one was working for a office supply company, and she was in the collections department, and she was quite good at it. But I tell you, it can't be an easy job either. But you know what? I mean, she'd bring it home and we'd chit-chat about it, but the same I would do at work too. But that's all it was just chit-chat about it. And then we'd get on with our lives, going out with friends or, hanging out together, doing whatever we wanted to do. But one of the things that we did a lot, and as much as there could be, there was always music in my house. When number one and I were married, we had music on. When number two and I were married, not so much. But we're not talking about that time yet. So, what were the number one songs back then? You ask. Well, let me tell you. The number one song was by a guy named Prince. It was called When Doves Cry. What's Love Got to Do with It by Tina Turner. Now, Prince and Tina Turner were both, in my mind, R&B and disco crossovers. My opinion. I don't know if that's true or not, but I can't ask either one of them because no longer are they with us. Next was Footloose by Kenny Loggins because the movie came out. Against All Odds by Phil Collins. Man, Phil Collins, what a great guy. He had so many good songs. Next was Jump by Van Halen. Hello by Lionel Richie. Hello. Anyways. Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes. Here's one you'll like. This one was fun. Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr. Ghostbusters. That was a movie too. Oh, it was. Those were the fun movies, They really were. Karma Chameleon by the Culture Club, which had Boy George in it. All Night Long by Lionel Richie again. Let's hear it for the boy, which was by Denise Williams, and that was also in the movie Footloose. You got Reflex by Duran Duran. Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. Or is it Lauper? I don't know. Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. Jump from the Pointer Sisters. That was a disco song. I really hate to say it, but disco hadn't died yet. Talking in Your Sleep by the Romantics. Self-Control by Laura Branigan. Laura Branigan came out with Gloria and Self-Control and a bunch of other ones and was a very, very pretty woman. I was sad to see how she went, but Let's Go Crazy by Prince and the Revolution. That was his band, The Revolution. Say It Isn't So by Daryl Hall and John Oates. Hold Me Now by the Thompson Twins. Joanna by Kool and the Gang. I Just Want to Say I Love You by Stevie Wonder. He's still around back then. He's still around now. Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell. Ooh. Break My Stride by Matthew Wilder. Here's one. 99 Luft Balloons. All one word by Nina. I Can Dream About You by Dan Hartman. I can remember all these. Oh, Sherry by Steve Perry. Oh, Sherry by Steve Perry. Ooh, it rhymes. I Guess That's Why They Call It the Blues by Elton John. Stuck on You by Lionel Richie. Can you tell that this is a time where more love ballads are coming back in again? You've got Twist of Fate by Olivia Newton-John. Heart of Rock and Roll by Huey Lewis and the News. Hard Habit to Break by Chicago was out that year. The Running with the Night by Lionel Richie again. Elton John, sad song. Rod Stewart, Infatuation. ZZ Top had that great song called Legs. It was a fun time to listen to music. I remember one time I was, and I think it was in 84, I was off this day and we had decided that it was time to shampoo and, or clean our carpets. So, well, number one was at work, and I think it was my day off, either that or I was working afternoons or something. I put the stereo on, and so I could hear it over the cleaning machine. And one of the neighbors came and was waving me down in the window and knocking on the door, saying, "Dude, I can't hear my TV for your stereo, and I live a couple 100 feet away. Could you turn it down, please?" Well, this was before wireless and Bluetooth headsets, folks. So yeah, and I mean, I didn't have a humongous stereo, but I had one that played pretty good, obviously. But that was a fun time. I mean, you opened the windows, you played music, you had a great time. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed life back then, and I'm hoping that you did too. If this brought back some memories for you, I hope it did. But if it did, let me know. Go to my website, 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. That's the number 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. Let me know. Leave me a message. If you don't leave me a message, I don't know what you like and what you don't like. You can either do it through the contact me page or just go right over there to that little microphone and put in your email address, which I don't give away. And leave me a voicemail. Let me know what you're thinking. I want to know. Also, folks, if you know somebody who doesn't know what a podcast is, doesn't know where to find one, doesn't know what to do with it, what different kinds there are, have them go to any podcast player, and the very front page will give them options. Show them how to do that for us, will you? Also, folks, again, don't forget to smile at somebody today. You will make their day. And you know what? You all make my day just by listening to me. So on behalf of all the crazy guys up in my head, This is Gray Hair Dave saying I will talk to you again soon. You all have a nice day. Bye-bye.